Hello, what's up guys? On today's video I'm gonna show you the process of this creation of the character based on Stella Baliak. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. She's an amazing artist. So I'm gonna show you the process of sculpting, texturing and rendering. So let's get started. Let's open up Maya. And in Maya we're gonna create a sphere. You can use the same process like if you're using Blender or 3D Max or Cinema 4D. So what I'm gonna do with this sphere, I'm just gonna create the cup, the soup cup, or the bowl, the bowl. Sorry, the bowl. And sorry for my English. So the bowl, and I'm just gonna get rid of some triangles that for default that comes here in with the sphere. So let's keep doing that. And after we have all the triangles done, I'm gonna move it up a little bit. I'm gonna delete some of the faces to do the base of the ball. Select some edges, extrude them up. That's good. Now I'm gonna extrude in the edges. Just select the edges and extrude in. If you're using Maya, use a lot the modeling toolkit. And in the modeling toolkit I just fill the hole, and then I start like connecting those points. And after those points are connected, I'm just gonna select the edges and I'm going to start beveling out. Okay, so now let's bevel all the edges, and when we have this ready, we are gonna export the ball as a OBJ, just to bring in Maya so we can have a sense where our sculpt is gonna be. Okay, all done. I'm sure we like it, so let's export this little fella. Great. Just have to create a folder. I like to create a folder and keep organized all the files that are for that project. Great. Now in Zbrush, let's open up Zbrush. Let's get a Dynamesh wax. I use that one a lot. I just like it. And then I'm gonna append the ball. And after I append the ball, I'm gonna append another sphere. Okay, so I'm gonna just leave the ball by itself right there. I'm not gonna touch it at all. And from the ball, I'm just gonna start with the sphere. And I'm going to start the process of sculpting. So I'm using the texture, the light box, and I'm going to load the texture so I can have as a reference. So load the texture and just turn it on. I'm just going to show you here. So texture, light box, and turn on. Okay, and for being able to work properly, let's go to brush and samples and let's hit a spotlight projection so the brush doesn't affect, or the texture doesn't affect our brushes. So we're gonna arrange or move our spheres, and we're gonna duplicate it. This character is made of spheres pretty much, so we're gonna duplicate the spheres just to get the shape of the body. Sometimes people use it as the sphere tool. Just decided to do it this way, you know, like there's different ways to do whatever work you want to do. So I'm gonna start just modifying and kind of like giving the shape. This is just a blocking process just in the beginning. Yeah, always remember, first block, 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 block. No blah 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 block block block. Let's block first. It's essential just to block, just to have the right proportions of the characters you're doing. Don't get into details where you're blocking, just block. As you can see, I'm just using the smooth brush and the move brush. It's looking pretty kind of cool. So let's do the eye sockets. So I'm just gonna mask, invert mask, and just push in. I think not as much. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna merge everything together before I do the eye sockets. So I just did the same process. I just mask and then I just push them in the eye sockets. But first I just merge. Now I'm just kind of like giving that kind of look of slug, kind of like, you know, like a fat slug kind of creature, which is pretty cool. Like her creatures are amazing, really cool creatures to kind of like do tree work. Okay, so let's keep work on those rolls. So this is just our kind of like block. We're just blocking, no details, kind of getting like defining the main shapes of our theme. Like I said, no details. I did kind of like a detail. No, it's just kind of like a break it apart where the roles of this monster goes or creature. So this process is pretty much a long process, just to block things out, just kind of like get the rough shapes before we get into details, as I explained earlier. At this point, I'm just for this project, I'm not caring about like how it looks underneath or how it looks in the back. I pretty much don't do what we don't see, but I think it's important when you're doing a production creature that you just work all sides and take care of good proportions and make sure that the front and the back they look good. Now I'm gonna do the mouth, so I'm gonna max the mouth, invert the mask, and then I'm gonna push it in. Just gonna get it cute. So yeah, and always remember to activate Dynamesh. Go to Geometry, Dynamesh, and put like a. I find like if I work with 128 samples, you lose a lot of the resolution. So I normally use 256. Okay, now let's work on the arm. So pretty much the brushes that I use is Clay Buildup, Move Brush, the Damn Standard, and Inflate. I use it once in a while when I need to really like inflate stuff. So it's looking, it's kind of like has a Jabba the Hutt kind of look of the creature. Also guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It will help a lot if you subscribe to my videos. Like my videos as well. Follow me on Instagram, GomezArt3D. And yeah, subscribe and comment. If you have any questions, let me know. Just leave your comments in the comment section. fender. Okay, so let's finish this arm. Anything like that. It's too close to the body, and I don't want the arm that close to the body, because when I dynamesh, it's gonna like stick together, the arm and the body, and I don't want that. Because when you dynamesh, kind of like if there's like a really close to different pieces of the model, they tend to fusion together. It's looking there. So we have kind of like the rough shapes. Now I'm gonna use the curved tubes brush, and I'm gonna use kind of like the antenna. So I'm gonna lock first. I'm gonna lock the start, and then I'm just gonna start moving it. How I think it's gonna look. And the curves modifiers, I can modify, as it says, like the size of the and the thickness of the curve. Now I'm gonna use the inflate tool or brush, the brush, inflate brush, just to do kind of like that third eye that it has in that antenna. And it's polish, just to polish it, mask it, and then I'm gonna move that inside. So make sure that the geometry is good, because sometimes this is very close together. Kind of when you dynamesh, it's gonna create some holes. Much better. Let's keep some shape there. I'm gonna auto mask that brush, so whatever is affecting one side doesn't affect the other side. Okay, because the walls of that area are very thin, so if you use a brush in the outside, it's gonna affect the inside. So back face masking in the brush settings. Just keep redefining that antenna. Kind of like, it looks like a ghost right now. It's gonna get there. It's gonna get there. Mask the antenna. I'm gonna invert the mask, and I'm just gonna remove it a little bit. Skin down. Anything was going too much on the outside. If there is any other kind of tutorial that you guys would like me to do, just tell me. If there is any way that I can help you guys, this is my purpose that I'm doing this, just to help you guys, help other artists. I think it's really important. You know, I wish I had like someone when I was learning this style, actually to get help with. But anytime, guys, that you guys have a question or something, just let me know. Now we're gonna do kind of like the things of, it's kind of like a fish, like a fish tail. Let's do right there. I'm just gonna mask, invert mask, and move. And pretty much that's what I use, you know, like mask, mask a lot of stuff. I move, and I don't use like a fancy brushes or stuff like that. As you can see here, I just upped the resolution in my Dynamesh to 65. I wasn't getting like a good result. So keep doing these ones. Okay, and in some parts I just start like inflating as well. I think it's good just to keep a little bit of volume. In this case, I'm not gonna worry about the other side because I'm actually not gonna see them. So I'm just doing one side just for this project. It's not that I'm saying that the less the better, but what I'm saying is like you know, if it's a still image, just do whatever you guys are seeing, because there's no point to do stuff that you haven't seen or that you can see when you're building environments, when you're building assets, sets, you know, like just when you're producing a video, just make sure that you just model stuff that you're actually gonna see in the video or in the image. Okay, so yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. This character. Let's move the eyes a little bit more right there. I'm just gonna move the mouth up. I think. I'm not really sure about the mouth, but let's put the eyes for now. Let's put the eyes. So I just append a new sphere. Right there. Put the other one as well. Those ones are my eyes. Now that I have the eyes in place, I can just kind of like shape a little bit better the skull of the creature. I don't know if it actually has a skull, but yeah, I'm gonna give it more shape to the head. In this stage, I still keep redefining the form. Just keep moving, see what looks good, what doesn't look good, and keep moving stuff. As always, I say, like, always move that model around when you're modeling something. Just always move it around. Don't start modeling just in one plane, then you turn around and it doesn't look good. So always move it around. That's good. Now those skin rolls are looking much better. Anyway, having more form now. And it's pretty much, you know, like clay tubes, clay build-up brush, and so on. Also guys, I want to apologize for the kind of like noise behind the microphone. I don't know, I'm just trying to fix it. Eventually we'll get a better one, so I won't have to deal with that. Or if you have any suggestions, just let me know. I'll have to fix microphone. Anyways, yeah, so let's keep getting the shape of this character here. The eyes, once I have the eyes, I really appreciate guys your support as well when I'm doing these videos. I know I'm not getting much views, but you know, just spread the word, and if there is anything that I can improve, you guys please let me know, or any special requests as well. Just let me know. I'm very I'm happy to help fellow artists. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm just masking two parts, and then I just gonna put some clay tubes in the middle, just kind of like to get those rolls more defined, you know, just to see that they actually, you know, like the middle one is pushing. The two on the side pushing the middle one. So always don't forget to save. And other thing that I do is go to preference, quick save, and delete the quick save. Sometimes Zbrush starts just saving and saving files, so you can change the preference there as well. Because sometimes it has up to 50 files, and that's a lot of memory that eats Zbrush. So yeah, what I did here is just duplicate the sphere of the eye, just scale it up, and I just cut it almost above of the middle, just to do the eyelid. And I'm gonna duplicate it and move it to the other side just for the eyelid. Also, I got rid of the mouth because the mouth wasn't working that good, so I'm just gonna like add some clay in there, and I'm gonna do the mouth as well. At this point that I have a little bit more of details, I kind of like increase the resolution of my Dynamesh. And now I'm just going to modify the eyelids so I can give like a little bit of a curve. Now I'm gonna do a better work in the mouth. That's much better. And let's move it a little. Let's get like the grumpy mouth. Let's do some filling there. Okay, this looks much better. Keep working on it. Let's keep working on it. Keep work on those rolls. Put more rolls. Don't get rid of them. Put more rolls. So now I'm gonna do those kind of like antenna, kind of like branches look, like that the character has in the side of the face. So this is the modify this much better. So let's do the little one, the other one. I'm just gonna do them first, and then I'm gonna add the detail to whether the proportions, so like move them how they're supposed to be. So this is all done with curved tubes. And then I use the inflate tool just to inflate where it meets together, and at the end as well. Add the smooth kind of like in the middle, and this one is rotated a little bit. It was too long, and let's add some inflate there. So okay, so let's keep working on those antennas. I don't know how you call that, like branches out of your head, which are very weird. So same process, curve tools, and then when you have your curve ready, just inflate the ends and the start, just kind of like and then smooth out the start of the curve with the head, so kind of like it blends together. So it's the same process for each one, and then I'm gonna do the second one. So I'm just gonna leave you for a little bit with the nice music on the background. Okay, now that we have finished our antennas, let's kind of like do the pinch tool, make the eyelids a bit better, get those a little bit more of details in the walls. So it gives a little bit more of definition of those the skin hanging like kind of like getting like all crumpled together. Yeah, let me tell you, it doesn't look good in the back. I'm just focusing on the front. It's getting better. It's looking good. If you guys are interested in seeing my art, you can just follow me at Gomez Art 3D on Instagram. I'm posting every Wednesday, posting like monsters mostly. So every Wednesday post monsters. Sometimes it's hard to have that creativity in flow, so you can just create all the time. But sometimes I just get really busy, but I try my best to post once a week on Instagram. I really love your guys' engagement, comments you guys have made about my work, and it kind of like it pushes me to keep doing this and keep giving you guys tips and tutorials and show you and teach you my process of my creations. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of kind of like a wrinkles, a little bit of wrinkles. They're not gonna be that noticeable, but it's gonna make a little bit difference. You don't see them as that mark in the final render, but I think I'm gonna improve it. So let's keep doing some details in the eyes. And I'm gonna duplicate the eye and make that weird eye of the antenna, which is kind of like funny. Okay, so duplicate it. I'm just gonna merge the three eyes. Let's see, get them in one sub tool. So now, okay, I have my monster done. I'm gonna duplicate my monster and I'm gonna turn off visibility of everything else. I'm just gonna do the two monsters, and the first one, or like the body, I'm just gonna zero measure. I'm gonna hit zero measure, it's gonna zero mesh. Okay, it's done. And after this process, what I'm gonna do, okay, that looks fine. Like for me, I don't care about how the loops or the polygon goes. This is just like a still image, so I don't care as much. If I'm looking for production animation, I will do the zero measure on, or no, I will do the remeasure in Maya. So now I'm gonna UV, I'm gonna protect the polygons, so protect, enable control painted, I'm gonna protect, so just the UVs doesn't go like in the middle of the face. So once I have like a decent UVs, I don't care as much, but once I have a decent UVs, I'm gonna start projecting. So I'm gonna subdivide, and then I'm gonna project, and the distance I'm gonna put in 0.1, and then I'm gonna project. I'm gonna do this process for probably like for 5 times. So subdivide, project, subdivide, project, so until I have like 5 subdivisions, or 4 sometimes it works good. And then I go to the UV map and create the UV map 4098, and then I just create a normal map. I just hit create the normal map, and then I just clone, and from the texture I'll export it. Okay, and now I'm just gonna do the same with the eyes, kind of like UV the eyes and export them as well. Cool. Not gonna worry. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the ball too. I'm just gonna UV the eye as well. It's easier. So get all the UVs here in Zbrush. Okay, so now, so I get the UVs, and now I'm gonna export everything. I'm gonna bring it back to Maya. So once I bring all the OBJs to Maya, I'm gonna start assigning some shaders. So I normally use Redshift. Really highly recommend that. It's fast, it's crazy fast, changed my life, saved me so much time. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna start this assigning new shaders. Shaders, I'm gonna name it, and I'm gonna change the name of the shader and as well of the shading group. So because I'm gonna texture this in Substance Painter, and Substance Painter recognize the shading group name, and it's easier to work like that, so you know which pieces are you working on in Substance Painter when you rename the shading group. Let's export the whole thing, and let's jump into Substance Painter now. Well, once in Substance Painter, create a new project and select your geometry, bring your normal map. Go do, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the texture settings and we're gonna bake all mesh maps. So all the mesh maps are gonna be baked. And now because I brought the creature normal map, I'm just gonna put it on the body. So now I know where it goes. The body. So let's see. I'm gonna start. What I do, like what I normally recommend, I just work with the base color first. I always work with the base color. What is the base color of it? And let's see. Oh, I want to get some areas that are gonna be dark. So I create a black mask. And from the black mask, I start revealing either with a generator, with a fill, or I just paint it by hand. So this is what I'm doing here. It's kind of like give it a little bit of a gradient kind of thing, and then I'm just gonna add a blur filter and blur. And then let's add something else. So let's add another color. Do the same kind of for the fin, so I don't know what's the name. For the antennas as well, can we give a little bit of whitish color? So this process, like I do this like pretty fast, I will say. In total it took me like 2 hours and 48 minutes to get all the 2 hours and 48 minutes with one Maya crash to get all the creature done. So sometimes I do like a guerrilla style, just go fast. So this one, to add some kind of spots, so I just added the ambient occlusion to a fill layer, and then I invert it, and kind of like you see in the creases it gets darker. So I just pretty much first I just worry about the color. I don't worry about the roughness or subsurface scattering. I normally do the subsurface scattering in Maya. So let's paint now. I just do like a base color. I just like to do the base color, and then I create the roughness of the character. Pretty much my process is just like base color, and then I take care of the specularity after the base is fine. Okay, so let's keep some spots. And I create a fill layer. I add a color to the fill layer, or choose a color, and after the fill layer I just work on mask. I always work on mask, and I always recommend that you work on mask. It's easier because sometimes you are trying to, if you want to export the mask, you can export the mask and use it in Maya. Use it as a, there's some blend materials where you can use different kind of masks to give different effects as well. But in this case, I always like to do that. Then when I have my base color done, I just start like working on the roughness of it. So I do the same. I just don't create any color. I just activate just the roughness of it and create a black mask, and from the black mask I just create a fill layer, and from the fill layer I just create I just add like some of the maps, like noise, black and white spots. There's so many masks or alpha layers that you can use to create those roughness. So I'll just give it like a little bit dry, very wet, kind of roughness with this one. So we have it there. So I think I'm happy with this one. So let's move with the eyes. The eyes are very simple. So it's just gonna be plain white with blue and black. So the same. So my base is white. Then my iris is blue. Is it the iris? Yeah, the iris is blue. And the pupil is black. So the iris, do the same. Get the blue. Then I do a black mask, and then I reveal with a pen. With a paint. Yeah. So this is a pretty. I'm not worried about the specularity of the eyes. I'm just gonna do that right in Maya. Okay, so the eyes are fine, so it's looking cool. And now let's do the bow. Okay, for safe, because sometimes these programs tend to crash once in a while, so save your stuff, save your stuff. And always play with the colors, make sure what looks good, what doesn't look good, you know, just because you did it the first time it looks great. Now, sometimes when I go export the maps and I go into Maya and with the light that I have set up, I don't like it as much, so I just kind of like go back and forward between Substance Painter and Maya, just to do that look development. And I forgot to put a little bit of dark texture in the inside of the mouth. And now the bowl. The bowl is gonna be like ceramic shiny thing, so I'm just gonna add a couple of lines, blue lines, one on top or one on right. On the blue. Oh, let's do this right here. Add a little bit of color to the face. So it doesn't look like that plain. I don't like that red, but let's go with this log looking one. And that red for the face. You look kind of like someone who's been drinking. And add the blue to it. Okay. So that's good. Then I go back to the bowl and I'm just gonna do the same. Just base color. Just play with the base color. And I'm just gonna start drawing the lines. Base color, select the color, and then you just go and select the add a black mask, sorry, and then you paint the mask. It's really easy to do that. That's the that's the way I find. There's other people do it like the different ways, but this is my way. And sometimes, you know, it works for me, but I'm very open to listen to other people's workflows as well. It's good to keep learning. So. Okay, so I have my little monster, my little creature, which is ready for dinner. Then I'm gonna export. I'm gonna create a folder where I have my project that the name is soup creature, and I'm gonna create a new folder. I'm gonna call it text, so textures, and I'm gonna put all my textures in there. Export, and done. Perfect. Nice. Now back in Maya. Now that I have all my shaders, I'm gonna start assigning the materials sorry, the texture files to it. So let's go to the base color first. Oh, there we go. Then I'm gonna enable Camel Clark so it gives like that smoothness to it. And then I'm gonna go with the roughness, and when you add the roughness, make sure that the color space is raw. The same with the metalness, the color space is raw as well. Okay, so in the metal I change in the specularity I change to GGX, and then the metalness I add into the metalness. Okay. And instead of in the sub reflection I change it to metalness, so I can add my metalness now. Yeah. So let's do the eyes, and I'm gonna do the same process with the ball. The ball I don't care much about like a roughness map or stuff. I just go with the flow, and then I add a little bit of subsurface scattering to the body of it. The eyes do the same. Enable Camel Clark, the tessellation, and do the same for the ball. And then I'm gonna create a plane. Let's create a camera first, and let's adjust our camera. Let's change the camera angle to 90. The focal length, sorry. And let's start adding some light. So I'm gonna do this one with the HDRI. I think I might change it, but yeah. So let's start with the HDRI. Kind of like this look, so I start rotating and to see what it looks better. Sometimes I play with different HDRIs, and seriously, with Redshift it's just so fast that you can just it's so friendly with artists. You can switch HDRIs and man, you get results so fast. You can change the roughness, you can change the texture, and you get the results so fast. Like a really good quality. It's not like the old days a couple of years ago. The man, renders used to take so long. So I'm just gonna try a couple of HDRIs and see which one I like or not. So this one is kind of like too yellowish, so it kind of like the character blends into that. Nope, I'm just gonna go with interiors. All these HDRIs I just been downloading them from HDRI Heaven. They have like a really good source of HDRI files for free. Okay, that's kind of like nice, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I really like the HDRI. I'm gonna add an extra light just to give it like a little bit of a pop. Let's say that he's or the character is on a dining table, so I'm just gonna add a light from the top. It's gonna be lit from our hanging light or something. Okay, add a material for the table or for the plane that's created. And then I'm gonna add a depth of field. So in Redshift, if you guys are using Redshift, I just go to the camera and environment, and then I use a bokeh or bokeh. Some people say it different. I think it's bokeh. Anyways, it's getting great there. Let's move that light a little bit more. Okay, so let's keep working now. Just rotated the HDRI more. Change the color of the subsurface scattering. Now I'm just gonna play a little bit with the subsurface scattering radius. So you can see kind of like those antenna branches thing, kind of like look a little bit translucent. Okay, now I'm gonna start getting my settings. I'm gonna run up the settings now that I'm happy with the lighting, and let's do this. Perfect. And this is where my Maya crashed, so it will work for a while. Yeah, it says that it needs to restart. As always, there is a unrecognized problem or something in Maya, so I just have to restart it. Just froze there. So that's why you always have to be in the habit of save every 5 minutes, every 3 minutes or every 5 minutes. Save your work, because pretty much I lost everything and I have to do it again. So okay, going back here, just start rendering the final image. So I render like a 1080 by 1080, so I can just post it on my Instagram page. That's looking good. I'm liking how it's looking. I know the bowl looks a little bit too clean. I didn't really they did a lot of work on it. I was just focusing on the creatures more, but to be honest, I should have just created some imperfections in the texture of the ball. Like, it's too clean, so nothing looks like that clean. If you see like in real life, nothing is too clean. Always have some imperfections, and those imperfections is what it brings the realistic in a picture or in an image, in a CG image. So you can add some imperfections, a little bit of dirt, a little bit of drip sauce, or a little bit of scratches or fingerprints, who knows. So I have my 1080, and if you see, like, it's a pretty fast frame. Sometimes I take like a 1080 image with really not much noise for takes me like 40 seconds, so it's pretty good. It's pretty amazing. And I have a NVIDIA RTX 2080 Ti. Makes a big difference. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for joining me in this tutorial, for hanging in this video. Like, I really enjoy creating this for you guys. And please subscribe, please like the video, leave me comments, spread the word. I'm gonna keep doing more tutorials. I've been busy a little bit lately, that's why it took me a little bit of time to get this done, but it is here right now. So anyways, follow me, subscribe, have an awesome day, an awesome weekend, guys, and see you soon. Take care.